Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I congratulate my honourable friend, the member for Bromley, for bringing this debate. And I recognised in a decision that was reached in respect of a really treasured regional theatre, the Watermill Theatre, in my constituency, all of the things that he referred to in his opening remarks, a lack of transparency, a lack of accountability, a lack of engagement with the sector. It was truly a bolt from the blue for them to learn that there had been a 100% cut in their funding for the next 3 years. And one of the things that has been frustrating in the process since then is not only the fact that the Arts Council didn't really substantiate their decision with reasons, but that they were so reluctant to produce written reasons when we invited them to do so. And I had to remind them that they are a public body, they are susceptible to judicial review. And I must just say this, when the decision came, it was impossible to discern why the Watermill did not meet the relevant criteria. They had met all the relevant criteria in every round of funding previously, and they were not alerted to the fact that any criteria had changed. If indeed it was a regionally based decision based on levelling up, the Arts Council have been unable to explain why the other theatre in Newbury, which we also love, was successful, but they were not. And eliciting the final decision was like getting blood out of a stone. And when it came, it simply set out generalities, such as the fact they said the Watermill lacked ambition. I'm going to say a few words about the Watermill itself. I can't improve on the description of it that was written in the Mail on Sunday. It is an 18th century watermill that's been converted into a theatre, and the Mail wrote, "What a location, forget the glitz of the West End. Try walking up a country lane past waddling ducks to this lovely little theatre in a converted mill." And its aesthetic beauty as a venue is absolutely treasured by our community, but also because of the quality and the diversity of its productions. It is not just a standard repertory theatre that takes shows on tour. It produces its own work and pumps them around the country. Its most recent touring production of Spike, went from the Watermill to Blackpool, Glasgow, Cardiff, Darlington. It is also an artery theatre from which West End productions come, and other productions flow on to international destinations, including Broadway. And it takes its commitment to diversity and to improving access really seriously. It is in the heart of a tiny little village. And so it has done, in 2022, it did a rural tour, Camp Albion, that took their productions to villages which are often completely neglected in the consumption of the arts. Overall, they reach 20,000 people annually through their various community engagement programmes, including children with autism, deafness and many, many other special needs. They have a deep commitment to the Arts Council's outcomes. And that was something the Arts Council even acknowledged in their decision letter. So I have to say it is a deeply, deeply disappointing decision that we have been confronted with. We found it incredibly difficult to know what mandate the Arts Council was working to or why. I find it very difficult to avoid the conclusion that this was capricious decision-making, which really undermines the status of the Arts Council as a guarantor of our national arts output. And I would respectfully request, if they're watching, that they reverse this decision because it has devastating consequences for the future of the Watermill Theatre in Newbury.